There we go, guys. I almost forgot to unmute. What's up, DC2 Georgie? Yo, y'all want to see some fuck shit on Ape? I almost took and signaled this today, and I didn't. Look at this. Tell me this isn't just ridiculous. For look at this. Look at this little ass fair value gap, bro. I appreciate it, bro. I didn't know shit. Whenever I like literally didn't even barely know like how to work TradingView. Yeah. Yeah, literally, bro. I actually still like look at this. Watch. If I go to my second chart, and I go to like, let's say, I don't know, something I used to trade. I've cleaned most of these up. Let's find like something like this. Or wait, I fuck with it honestly. I don't know why. I like all of it. I used to hate on it, but it's like clean. I don't know. Bright. I have like my these monitors I have like an eye whatever. Yeah, look at these charts. Look at this yellow ass. Ugh. Like when I used to use these. Look at this. Look at that shit, bro. It's like the old TA because it's on the second chart. That shit looks fucking terrible. It pisses me off because I have to clean them all up. No, I did not. ENJ's pumping. I'm assuming everything is. But yeah, look at this shit on A, bro. Like I would have, like I wouldn't have taken it. I'd probably taken it all here, to be dead honest. But either way, I mean, fuck, bro. Look at that shit. Ridiculous. And what's crazy, bro? Like this is like straight, like the same concepts that work on Forex, that work on Bitcoin. They hit on Ape like a motherfucker, and they don't hit on all alts, bro. But they're really like, look at this. Like I literally looked at this and was like, oh, I'd have to set limits for that. And then I was like, yeah, the only stop would be here. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna take it. And I literally came back later and was like, bro, what the fuck? Look at that shit. Like what? Literally been like, I would have probably played the lower part of it, but would have instant fucking just. Oh my god, bro. 11-1. You'd have made 12% of your port. Look at that. If you didn't trim it all, you'd have made 12% of your port in 24 minutes. Well, if you're risking 1% on the stop loss and it's 11.8 to 1, you made 11.8%. So, like, for instance, on this trade, if I'm taking it on 10x, I'm putting 20% of my port on this trade. No, no, like, for instance, like, there's a trade I took. Let me see. I think it was Bitcoin. I didn't signal, but let me see if I can find it. Look at this. I almost got fucked on this one. That shit was funny. Wasn't that one? Oh, here, hold on a second. Let me go back. Oh my god. No, that was deceiving. I didn't. This wasn't where I was in. It was just the fair value gap stop loss under the low of the fair value gap candle. And that's because I was being greedy. Because if I'd have taken this, so there's two stops you can have with this setup. You can have just under this candle, which almost always works. Like if I would have done that with AVAX today, I would have got stopped out. But the only reason I didn't with AVAX was because Bitcoin looked like it wanted to come down. So I always like keep an eye on Bitcoin while I'm trading other alts. But I almost didn't take AVAX because I was like, I'll show you where Bitcoin was at. I remember. Let me go like a 3-minute and reset chart. We were like right here with Bitcoin, like right in this area. And like for me, like this setup, so like once we come down post lunch, like New York lunch is over, like ending like right here in this candle. I'm gonna look for a sweep of liquidity, just like I do in the morning. Look for a sweep and play the reversal. But here it reversed, but it didn't fill the inefficiencies. Like there was here, right there. That's not perfectly drawn, but you get the memo. And there, and this did get filled, but that's way too far in premium for me. Like that doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Literally means nothing. So this didn't get filled, and we were like here, but every other alt, like the gaps did get filled. And then like AVAX, while Bitcoin is being weak, like this is whenever Bitcoin started to fall right here. But it was even falling when we were right here. Like, look, we got into this. I got in at the same time I signaled it. Almost got stopped out. Like literally, this stop got ran. Like, look, so that's 32.83. This one to 32.82. My stop, I used a what's it called? 3-pip stop loss here. Like 3-pip grace period, and it almost hit me. I was 2 pips off from getting hit. And then it just fucking skyrocketed. I should have. Well, the thing is here that's weird, and this is the only thing I don't like about trading alts. It's just frustrating. It's like trading exotic forex. So like you have to really. It's reliant on something else. Like crypto, if you're trading this, you're relying on Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin just starts pissing here, like fuck your AVAX TA. It doesn't even. You know what I mean? Like so. Here, I was watching while we were in a discount with AVAX and we had filled the inefficiency. It's like a no-brainer trade. This is easy, easy money. But you can see it didn't really, it reacted. Oh, Bitcoin's bringing it down. Reacted, Bitcoin. Hold up. Justin. Oh my God. Bro, crypto.com, I'm telling you guys, fuck that shit, bro. Yeah, crypto.com is the scummiest, most fucking fucked up. Don't ever use that shit. No, you want to know? I've told you what they did to me, right? Yeah, look, bro. So, and what's fucking even crazier? Okay, so it was just $1,000, but but I bought in Crow at 15 cents. It was $1,000 at 15 cents. Yeah, I can't get it. It's locked. Like they literally like just sent basically like when I tried to like contact support, I just get like bots and they're just like, it's in the terms or whatever that we can lock a user's account at any time, including the assets in it. And like, what am I gonna do? Like, am I gonna go get a fucking lawyer and pay him a couple grand on retainer? And all this for like, God, I don't even know what Crow is now. I've heard it's been dumping. Fucking Ponzi too. Oh my God. Yeah, this shit. Like, what am I gonna? It's actually right back to my entry. So yeah, like a little over $1,000. Like, I'm not gonna go do all that shit for that. But it's just crazy. Like, bro, like, what if the all that shit is fucking dude? And that's another point. Like, bro, like I don't know. Like for instance, like the whole like the dude like Sam, he's a fucking like I don't like that guy. I don't fuck with him at all. He's an idiot. And like honestly, he's like a scam. The dude that runs FTX. He's a billionaire. Like he's obviously you can't hate on him to only a certain point because the dude's a billionaire. But at the same time, like I've just watched interviews on him. Like he's just a piece of shit, bro. Like he was literally talking about DeFi, and he was like, he basically, without meaning to, explained a fucking Ponzi scheme. Like he was like, he literally explains a Ponzi scheme. Here, let's just find. I just want to show you guys this, and it'll be quick. Let's just watch this just for quick. Hold on. Yeah, listen. This is how he explains DeFi. This is so bad, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it won't let you guys hear it? Oh, no, it's only on YouTube people can hear it because 'cause I'm streaming on screen. Ah, never mind. Basically, he just, this should've just died today, but he just basically he completely just describes a Ponzi scheme, bro. That's just I don't know, like, because I think that really, like, uh, the main takeaway from the Terra collapse is that wait, this has just now got futures this recently? The main takeaway from the Terra collapse is just that, like, just because shit seems, like, super legit and, like, super, um, you know, just amazing, this and that, that shit can the floor can fall out from that shit at any time, like, literally. Also, with FTT, I mean, normally, like, so this is the crazy thing about crypto right now. Like, normally, if I'm just looking at this is like I'm looking for longs. Once I can confirm a high or low, because we've came down, we swept the sell side, we've taken the selling interest out of the market. Because here's where it was. This is where anyone, okay, if people are shorting, like retail is shorting. This is where they started to short. When we broke out, breakout traders. Then our longs and our equity holders that had any kind of stop loss, it was right here. Where else? I mean, down here, that's the next area, yeah. Relative equal lows. That's probably the next target you're going to see, to be honest. But usually, if I'm right here, and maybe if crypto kind of turns around a little bit, I would look for longs. This isn't really great price structure, if you ask me. You did, I guess, technically get a change of character. I mean, you had a low get swept here, and then change of character. If you want to look at it like this to me isn't very convincing. I don't like this. I wouldn't trade this. Like literally, if we have, I mean, this would really be your demand in this wick, in my opinion. That's where I'd look for it. If we go to 15, 5 minute, it'll probably be down there. Yes, this is really your order block because after this, the buy side began to be, and this is where people fuck up with order blocks. It already just says, oh, it's the last candle before we vote. It's not always true, and it's not always even a candle. On the time frame you're looking at. On some time frame it is, but I would consider this maybe you could probably say the body, but so and the reason being is this block of orders, this came down and swept out the local selling interest under this swing low. So price came down, removed the sell side, and this was just intraday. Like if you look, um, and because this has been happening all day, look at this. Okay, sell side removed, came up over here, made a swing low. This was at market open, New York, equity market, and we came, swept, expansion of the upside. Um, so there was longs here to be had, and you could look at this as a demand area. But right here, we came down, we took the sell side out, and once we traded through this, that showed that the market was offering the buy side liquidity, and price was rushing for that. There was no more liquid. Like, yeah, there is something right here. There's something going on up here. It's not really equal. I guess this would be the one, but this isn't really. This is internal structure, so not going to be much resting there. You want the extremes, which was up here, and now we've removed that. So at this point, I mean, I wouldn't be looking for trades during these hours where we're at now. But for instance, this morning, very easy setup. So we can look at the market and say, you could go two ways. Oh, we just changed character. We're bullish. We're under an old low. But we're talking about intraday price movement. We have all of the sell or the buying interest removed from the market. So once we come up here, we make a new high, and then we trade above that high. And once we do that, that's where you have an idea to look for shorts. And this also happened, if you notice, right at New York Open. If you're going by forex, not the equity market, but like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. So then the London close stop run. This happens every day, every single day. Came up here. This is where you really had an idea to trade. So if we scale in, we'll start at a 3 minute. You may have not had an opportunity, at least the way that I would have taken it. I guess he did right here. Well, no. Oh yeah, he did right here. So look, so he broke structure right there, and you can call your change of character. And this is a different scenario than a normal change of character. Why? Because you're not using supply and demand, you're using liquidity. So you're not always going to see that perfect order block, and you're not always going to see an entry off of that order block. So we came down, we swept the lows. I'll just rewind so it's a little clearer. And this was fast. This is, you have to be very decisive, and that's why this morning, like for instance, and I'm going to go over the ETH trades, the same setup I found ETH on. With the with ETH, like I took one trade, and you have to be ready to take a loss. Like you have to, and it's gonna happen sometimes. Hopefully, it doesn't happen every day, but theoretically, if you did hit the trade every day, and you took that small loss, you're still gonna hit probably your daily goal just off that trade. Because the standard deviation with Ethereum that I'm noticing and Bitcoin is you're gonna get a 3 to 4 hour trade. Meaning you're gonna make 3 to 4% off that trade depending on how you trim. So you could take a loss trying to go after it. And a lot of times with Bitcoin, there's a double sweep, which means like you'll have the trade set up and then that high will get swept. That happens all the time, and you don't know if it's going to happen. You really have no way to know unless you have some kind of confluence at levels above the high you made. Like for instance, if this high almost made it to equal highs or something like that, then you could maybe expect a sweep, but it's not guaranteed. So you can either not take it and anticipate there's going to be a sweep, and if there was, great, you didn't have to take that 1% loss. But if there wasn't, there went your day. In my opinion, you missed the best entry. Because look, I mean, this is where the snipe was, and it's great to get in a trade and be profitable, but I want to get in at the absolute best that I can. That doesn't mean I'm going to get in up here. There's a pretty good move that I missed. Whatever. But I got in at the most logical level. So as soon as we come down, we have this break of structure. And this could even be internal. Like even it doesn't have to be like a change of character. It doesn't have to be a swing low, or I'm sorry, it has to be just a swing low. It doesn't have to be like a strong low that just made you new high. But we come down, we break that, and then bam, you have a fair value gap. So there's your entry right there. Stops above this high, or you can do the high of the fair value gap candle. I've found with everything really on crypto, it's just so volatile that you can get fucked using this candle stop loss. But I mean, I could see the case that, oh well, it's better to use it because when you don't, your stop loss is really tight. Like for instance, if you took a short, we'll just say at the very base of this, and you use this stop loss, yeah, that's a fat position you took. And it doesn't take much, because here's the thing: people always get wound up in um, percentages. Percentages mean fucking nothing. And yes, I will do TA on ETH 15-minute, Gavin. I just saw that. But percentage means absolutely zero to me. This risk to reward is what matters, because whenever you're trading with a consistent position size, and this is the best formula that I've found for me. I mean, you may use something different. Great. If it works, don't change it. But what I use that helps me is I risk 1% of my portfolio per trade. You could risk 0.5, you could risk 2%. I wouldn't ever recommend going over 2% unless you have a very high win rate that you can prove to yourself through a trading journal, and you have a very solid system. That's what I'm trying to work towards, because obviously double the money. But let's just assume you took a 1% risk and your stop loss was 0.28% away. So we'll just use a $10,000 port as an example. So you would take 1% of 10,000. So we got $100. You're going to take that and you're going to divide it by the total loss on your position. So remember, if we're using 10% or 10x leverage, that's going to make this a 2.8% loss. So we're going to take 100 and divide it by 0.028. So, right, so that's 2.8%. So that, with a $10,000 port, you'd have put $3,500 in this position at 35% of your portfolio. And that's how you can make 8% of your port off of a 2% move. That's why literally put the. It's cool to be able to flex the P&L slips. I like doing it. Everybody says they don't is just bullshitting. It's fun, it's cool. Oh my god, 1,000%. But when we're here to make money, this is how I found to make more money, and it's more quick. Because for instance, let's look at this. That's an 11 to 1. So let's go back on a daily, and let's just say, you bought, I don't know. We'll just say you waited for a break out of this, and you bought right here, and your stop loss was down below these lows, and your take profit was here. That's a 5 to 1. You made half as much money in, and this looks better. A lot of people are like, oh my god, 166%. That's amazing. It took 41 days. Okay, we're talking about doing twice that. And if this hits, like I said, I just drew this. I don't even know where I had this. I think it was this low. Let's just see how this played out. There you go. Let's see how long that took. That's 11% of your portfolio in 2.5 hours. So that's why I like these kind of setups, because they can get you those really tight stop losses. And that's why it's important to not worry about percentage. Just worry about this risk to reward. That's all that matters. 3 to 4R is fine. I got in a little bit of a I started hitting like 15 to 1s and 18 to 1s, and I got fucking spoiled. And I was like, okay, you can, I didn't even want to take 3 to 4R anymore. I was like, fuck that. But you'll miss a lot of great trades like that. And um, 3 to 4R is totally fine. My goal is to make 2.5% of my portfolio a day. That's that's my goal. And we went over last stream how powerful that can be. Somebody said, how much do I recommend starting up a port with? However much money you're cool to lose, but I wouldn't recommend using a bunch and or expecting to lose it. You shouldn't lose it, but um, a lot of people ask me that question, and it's like, I mean, any amount's cool, but if you start a port with like $1,000 or $500, don't expect to make a lot of money. Like, you'll make a lot of money in percent. Okay, for instance, I started trading back day trading. I wasn't day trading very actively at all. I was doing some equity and not really much futures at all. And since the 22nd of April, my port is up a little over 60%. So that's less than a month, 60%. So on $1,000, that would have been 1,600 bucks. And that's like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that's pretty good. 60% on the port, and that time is pretty good. Um, Now, and that's after withdrawals, so actually it'd probably be more. But just expect to make something relative to your port. So any amount's cool, but um, don't worry about like figures and stuff. Worry about percentages. Somebody asked for ETH, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I forget. Um, what's up, Gluck? I'm gonna look at Ape. I actually was just talking about Ape a second ago. For some reason, you're quiet as shit. I had your volume down at like 70. Oh, you're good. I'm gonna do Ape, or I mean ETH, and then I'll do Ape. So you said 15-minute ETH. So when I'm looking at this, well, now we're in the Tokyo section. So you can expect us to probably consolidate a little bit, or at least move back to equilibrium. That's what we've already done. So here was this price swing, the last 15-minute price leg, and let's see actually. Well, yeah. So you already moved back into equilibrium here. You've already moved back towards the last move in price. So at this point, you can probably see price come up maybe and fill these imbalances. And this isn't a rule. I'm not saying this is all that is possible to happen, but I would expect price to probably fill these imbalances or mitigate here, and then move um, probably around just and find its range. That's what you usually will see with the Asia session. Not always, but usually. Sometimes it's either that or extremely volatile. But taking that into account, looking at ETH 15-minute, I see, actually, this is going to be provide for that. What is this low right here? 9831. Oh yeah, this is actually really a really good setup here. So what I'm seeing is a ton of selling interest right here and inefficiency below. Also, you could probably find some demand somewhere in here, and we'll scale in to do so. I would just use this whole area. Or no, really, this would be your order block right there, that candle. Because, and why? Okay, well, we came down local to this little price leg. I know you're probably like, oh, what is this? But we did sweep lows and then immediately full-bodied candles. And you have another inefficiency right here that adds confluence. So what does that mean? For price, this is inside the larger inefficiency. I would look for price to start to reverse somewhere in here. If I'm not mistaken, there's a 1 hour demand zone somewhere in there too. I think that the Playboy is signaled. I like this area right here, honestly. But one thing I will say though about Ethereum, um, I don't see, for instance, okay, notice that we didn't get a change of character. We did not get any kind of indication of bullish price action yet. We got this right here. High, low, high, low. Looks like a high. I mean, if you get a lower low, I mean, that's just more bearish price action. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I don't necessarily see a huge bull case. I see the longs. I see there's going to be longs there. Like I just said, it's a really good setup. This down here coming into this fair value gap, you're going to get some price reaction here, unless crypto is just falling on its fucking face. But when I look at Ethereum's daily chart, I do not see a bull case yet. And the reason being, um, with Bitcoins, I do. I almost do see it more with Bitcoin. Um, but with, like, for instance, like here, we've got tons of unswept liquidity down here. We've got tons of selling interest in the market down here at all this equal lows right here. You could mark this. Really, I would look for because if you look at Bitcoin, came out and we cleared all that shit, everything. We came under it, which is weird to me. As why Ethereum hasn't done that. It was doing that up here too. I remember Bitcoin had cleared all this much before Ethereum had. And I mean, to be fair, when I see price get this close, like this, because after you switched here, and this is how you develop your daily bias. Once we are up here above this old high, all these old highs, where was the next liquidity target? All this down here, all these lows. Notice how many more red candles and how much bigger and full bodied they were than the up candles. Look at that. Huge, huge. The up candles are weak. You had supply up here. But it's very clear that price was bearish through this entire price leg. And where was it going? Well, it was targeting these lows, this. And until now we're under this old low. So we could definitely see a shift. If we get a higher high than this over here, that would be your 1 hour change of character. Nothing on swing structure yet. But for us to be bullish, I would rather, personally, I would rather clear 1700. And I'll tell you why. So let's take two scenarios. We have Ethereum here, and we just come down into this area. Okay, to break 4 hour swing structure, where we're at now, we have to close a 4 hour candle above these highs up here. And I'll tell you two reasons why I don't see that happening. Number one, they're equal highs. You're going to get you're going to come up there and see a lot of selling, a lot. Every fucking short in the market that people are trying to swing Ethereum to zero is getting stopped out right there. And a ton of people are going to buy into that. There's going to be a lot a lot of buy side liquidity, but you're going to see a lot of institutional selling up here. So I, for number two, I just don't see. I mean, like I said, Bitcoin looks good, but I mean, seeing what a 27% run and a closure up there, I just don't see that happening. Not yet. I mean, I don't know. That's just my personal perspective on it. What I would rather see, okay, we have that scenario we went over. Let's say instead of that, we come down here, we bounce into those, maybe make some longs, take out this buy side liquidity over here, come down, and then now maybe make some. Uh, this would be your high. And I shouldn't have been done drawing the path. So you come into this demand, come up, sweep the highs, or form equal highs. Equal would be better for the bull case. You come down here, sweep this low, make another lower high. Then you come down into this super huge liquidity area. And notice, if you're on the 4 hour, you can consolidate here and you can get that higher close. So you come up, break internal structure. This higher close, this is more realistic to me than where we're at running up here, because for one, there's a ton of liquidity down below. And for two, I don't really see, other than these equal highs, I do see that. I don't really see much of a reason for us to rush up like that just yet. But Bitcoin, what that would mean for Bitcoin, if that happened, I would see 22 Bitcoin every penny of it. 22K. Now, yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but newsflash, on Coinbase, we had 25 the other day. A bunch of people don't even realize that. If you look, we have swept all sell side liquidity since literally New Year's 2020. So I don't see a reason for us necessarily to come down here besides the fact that ETH hasn't cleared 2021 lows. What this would also support is my theory of the transfer of wealth between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that would provide smart money a very good opportunity to do that. So that's kind of my view on Ethereum. But I think that once we come down into that demand and also this inefficiency, you'll get some nice longs. And who knows, you could just reverse from here. If Bitcoin just starts flying and Bitcoin just makes moves, so is Ethereum. It's going to do the same thing. But this is where I would look to be a buyer, somewhere in this zone. But I wouldn't just buy here. I would wait for a reversal because of the other reasons. Yeah, that's pretty much my take on Ethereum. I'm holding these short runners for now. Stops at break even. I'll probably trim once we come down into this area. Somebody said mana. Oh, ape. I got you. My bad, ape. My bad. I got you, bro. So with ape, okay. This is interesting with on ape for me. If I go to the 4 hour, this is bull to me. If we can break above this, you're like bull. But the thing is, though, the old low is literally just like the inception price. But I mean, there is this old low too. So it's like either way, we're under an old low. So then I'm going to look for, if we can make a higher low, like for instance, if we see price push up, break here, and then make another high. Oh, dude, it's long season on ape. Like literally long season up to like this would be my first target, like 18 bucks, 17 something. Really, this inefficiency right here. Sorry, like 15 bucks. But until then, it's still there for me. Because the other side, metaverse shit. Also, if you look here on ape, let's go back. So I just do this. So look at that. That'd be returning right up. That level I was in would be returning right up to equilibrium. And this is the crazy thing. You could just see price move up to there and then reverse. And I think that's what crypto is going to do. I think we're going to see crypto make one last little run. Like we're going to, whenever it is. I don't know, though. If we see 22K on Bitcoin, I mean, Talking take some time to recover from that. But that would also put, because this is the POI for me. This is where I think we're going to run it back to, like 37,500 to 40K. If it's a psychological resistance, it's the supply that sent us down, broken all this major structure. All the inefficiencies would be filled except up here. Now, who knows? You could see that. I don't know, but that's no, absolutely not. If Bitcoin is just dying and is under 30K, you're not going to see altcoins run. It's just not going to happen. I mean, unless Ethereum somehow just takes over the market and it runs, but I wouldn't count on that. This is not a going to be. I mean, here's the thing too that a lot of people fail to either realize or accept, but our economy is tanking. I mean, we're running out of diesel at the ports. Food prices are rising. Like shit coins are not just going to be like the investor's choice. Oh shit. I said, can I explain the fib numbers I got marked up? So 79 and 705, those are just OTE, optimal trade entry. I only use them when I'm like, for instance, in this scenario, I would use them like to just add a confluence. Like this would be, for instance, I would rather short from here if it was in OTE than if it was equilibrium. They're just market extremes. So if I'm using the choke and flip setting or setup, wait, why did I just type in Bitcoin? I'm already on Bitcoin. I'll show you guys. We had a long the other night. I think it was right. Oh no, not that far back. It was when we longed. It was like at 30, like 612, and we missed it. Oh, right here. What's that? Yeah, as I was saying, you can't even barely make money with because of the fees. Yeah, no, yeah. If you do it with a card, it's the only way. Let me go back here. So, my bad. Go ahead. So, um, let's go back over because oh yeah, the OT. That's why I was like, why did I pull this up? So, when price came down here, we had, and this is a good example of order blocks. This was the order block. All this. Most people are like, oh, dude, this is the order block. Why? That wasn't the order block. The order block is where we switched. So look, what was the market offering here? Sell side liquidity. This pushed us down into it, and then this switched to where now we are offering buy side liquidity. We're going for highs. That's where the switch was. That's why you see price react like that. So um, this setup, so we had, how did I do this? I'm trying to, there was a change of character, then a flip. Oh, this is what it was. So as a change of character was right here. Then the flip, which is where we break that, you can call it a second break a structure, whatever. Um, you have this price leg, right? And it's not just this swing high; it's this to whatever high it makes. Hold on, hold on, dude. I'm double clicking. There you go. So I'll just draw like this. So whenever I'm playing, this is the main reason I use these. So if I'm looking for an entry based up, I could have played the choke, and I've figured. Here's the thing about flips: everybody swears by them like they're so great, and they can be, but I just don't see like. Yes, if you get it completely, absolutely perfect, you get a uh, a better risk to reward, and it's usually not that crazy much better. Like it can be. Like for instance, this scenario it was. That's why. So like if I would have taken this, this would have still been fine, right? Look, less than 1% stop loss. Would have been targeting these highs over here. That would have been good. This would have been fine. Very good play. 4-1, nothing crazy, but good. But for added confluence, you wait for that here's a choke, the flip, and you look for the demand that pushes through this high. And that doesn't have to be down here. It's never really is. It's going to be somewhere in optimal trade entry, preferably with an inefficiency above. Okay, what do you see right here? Right here. Now, there was a reason that I used 612, and I cannot remember. Was it 612 or was it 612? It was something we missed by 0.2 cents. So what was it? Yeah, it was 612. I have it ingrained in my head. I literally tweeted 3612 and price went to 3612.2. I was like, that's what I get for trying to fucking call it out. I remember. I used this right here. This wick high. I used this whole zone. And because I was like, okay, I'm just going to even use the wick. I was like, surely, I want to make sure I get filled. It's an optimal trade entry because you're going to look for the area that had an inefficiency above it. Yeah, it missed by a fucking, and I think I rounded up to 612. It was 611.7. So I rounded up to 612, got missed by a penny. But here's the thing with these, setting the limit up here, even if you caught it, you did have a better risk to reward. You had almost twice as much. But it's like the time that this takes to play out, it's much more satisfying once you hit them. Like this is what we played on Ape the other day. This setup that I'm referring to. So you see that it's like if you do it right, I'm talking as soon as you enter the trade, it's running to your full TP. That is the benefit of them. But dumb shit like this happens. Like this shit ruined my entire fucking night. My girl was like, "What's wrong?" Because like I sat there, it's like okay, so I waited for this. I didn't watch the chart this whole time, but I was like off and on watching because you can't set alerts for certain stuff like this. It's 4 hours, that I was just waiting on a play to unfold, and I missed it by 20 cents, point 0.2 of a pip. So it's like and I've had that happen. We had an ETH short like last week. The same thing happened with. So it's like I don't know. I think it's a good strategy, but at times it can just be inefficient, in my opinion. Do mana now, and basically, Bill, if Ape, like, here's the thing, like, just oh my god, what the fuck is going on with mana? Good god, this just, if you get a closure here, like literally, you would be like you'd have a bull case like for swings. But you would see a heavy retracement and do not buy this here. Do not. If you buy this here, you deserve to get wrecked. I'm sorry, but and you might not even get a closure. The 4 hour, you want to see if you have a closure. Even if you get a closure, you're gonna see retracement probably. This is a very easy one. Look at this. Oh, sitting in optimal trade entry. Oh, inefficiency. So this actually could be a very good setup. I'm actually gonna add this to my list. Are they? I really want to see crypto have a bull case again because the longs are gonna fucking pay. I want to see it, but I don't see it. Like Bitcoin looks better than Ethereum to me, and that's weird because it's always opposite. Like this is remember how I was saying, "What's up? I got you." Oh yeah, not like mana, but well, yeah, but there's a lot of other stuff going on at the ape too. This actually looks amazing. You break above this. What is fucking FWW even at, bro? I bet it's like negative, bro. It's probably Luna prices. Fucking blockchain, bro. Oh, it's promoted. They're really gonna let them promote on the fucking exchange? That's pathetic. What is it? Point 0.000. Yeah. It's just mind-boggling to me that people are still like trading this and shit. Like that's just look. It literally looks like Luna, bro. Like it looks like Luna. It looks just like Luna. Shit, Do Kwon. Oh my god. It. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I feel like my favorite long term is Ethereum, bro. In my opinion. Honestly, this looks pretty good too, sand. But at the same time, like here's the here's the thing with most shit is I'm looking for like this to be cleared. Like if I see any kind of relatively equal or equal lows, like once we're this far into like the death tumble, I'm just like, dude, because like oh, we filled the fair value gap, we're railing. Well, until you're literally above $1.93, you're still bearish in the high time frames, and not even until you're above it, until you close above it. Yeah, as I say, it can go. We've seen that. I bet people were saying that about Luna when it was $40. I'd say with Bitcoin, I mean, here's the thing. Like I was saying earlier, if Ethereum wants to go clear those lows and we see that kind of move to the downside, I would not be surprised to see a $22,000 Bitcoin. Not one bit. So, but I will say, under all these lows, we should. I mean, Jesus Christ, like we really should see some more bullish price action. Bitcoin has changed character on the 1 hour. Doesn't really mean like a crazy amount for me just yet, but this price action's tighter in the 4 hour. Like this is what you want to see. Maybe the lows get ran one more time, but you want to see these price legs where it's going to be easy to come back up and get a closure above the high, where it's not just like insane. Like a lot of these coins, it's like, yeah, that's not happening right now. I mean, it could, but you know. You know, it's going to be some super fire shorts. I think I was looking at this. What was it? No. Or wait. Yeah. Have any for any of you guys looking at Forex, look at this shit. Have you seen this algo? How big is port? There's no way he's capping. I think that's cap. Yeah, there are, and that's the ones the banks use, and you're not getting those. Yeah, like there's people that like literally ICT fucking says he's bought into a big algorithm. He says that on his shit. What's a shrimpy account? Oh, copy trading. I've gotten messaged by so many fucking like motherfuckers on Twitter asking about that. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of people ask me to trade with their money. I've had a lot of those, and I'm just always pretty hesitant. Oh yeah, you have, yeah, yeah. I've always been pretty hesitant. I think, and this is the reason why. It's not because I don't have confidence that I'd make everybody money, and it's not because I don't want to be responsible. It's because that would alter my psychology, and I know what I'm doing right now works, and I know that I'm winning, so I think of it like 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 a scientific experiment almost. You have variables and you have your controls. I don't want any more variables. I don't want anything that could change my formula because what I'm doing right now works. So it's just the like for instance um like even signaling stuff like I don't signal every single trade I take. I mean I do signal I'd say like 75% of them, but that's as far as I like going. But the actual, I mean, I don't know. I might one day. I don't know, but I just know that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like it's because I tell everybody this. All the technicals and all the fancy shit is cool, but that's the easy part. The hard part is keeping a level head and staying focused on it. Because here it happens to me. Like I'll have times where like I get psyched out for a minute, and I'm very quick to shrug it off. Like for instance, this morning it didn't really happen, but it could have happened whenever I got stopped on the first ETH trade. Like I remember I got stopped on it, and then I signaled another one, and somebody was like, "Yo, chill." I was like, "All right, motherfucker, give it a second." Yeah, exactly. No, they were kidding. I think that they were, but it was just like I could tell they were like, "Yo, like, you feel me?" Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Is that the one that was on Coinbase that like flew? I think I had some of this shit. Yeah, I remember I played. Yeah, yeah. Look, I was charting it. I think I got out like somewhere like here if I remember because I bought like right there. Then I saw this. I didn't make as much as I could. I was like, yeah, we're gonna shit. But I mean, is there maybe more on KuCoin? Right. I think that you'll see this. So look, broke this low. I don't. I mean, I see this supply, but that was really like your drop based drop. So you'll have supply there. But I think the real interest would be probably in one of these two candles in the wicks. And if I go to a 4 hour, we'll refine this. Who's behind it? Doke one. God damn. This is where I would say the supply is right there in that gap. There's a gap right there, and then also, I mean, it's filled, but you can tell there was displacement in the market there. But like 17, 18 cents. But I'm just telling you. Here's the thing. What? Well, the problem with it is like, the term decentralized is thrown around a lot. Like decentralized, every fucking chain says they're decentralized. If something has 20 to 50 nodes, that's not decentralized. It's just not. It's not. They all know each other. It's probably all the same group of people, like BNB and Solana. Like that shit is not. BNB at least is honest about it. They say they're not. But the main problem with Terra was that it could get attacked from an external force that was wealthy. All it took was a lot of money, and we saw what happened to that shit. That was just complete flaw of design. Probably from them never anticipating this much growth because they just intended to make a Ponzi and make a lot of money off of it. And then I genuinely do think that there is a chance. Like I'm leaning more towards that Do Kwon was in on it. I don't think that should. I don't know. I think that he was in on it. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. But I do see the case to say that maybe that they really just fucked up really bad. I'll look at it. Let's see. I mean, here's the thing though. I promise you. I promise you, unless it's like something that like a some kind of crazy utility, if Bitcoin slips, you're gonna see this is done. Right. I mean, there's a lot I think are good, but they're gonna get hammered. No, I know. I mean, I liked it at first too. What is Wax even at? Let's go. Wait, am I like? Oh yeah, it's Wax P. I was like, did they delist it? There was no futures. No futures. Yeah. Oh my god, that's gonna go lower too. 100%. It's gonna go to all-time lows on KuCoin. But let's go to XYO. Doesn't really say much. I don't even want to click anything on CoinMarketCap. I literally saw something today about people getting fished off that shit. Or I would. I'll find their actual website, which I know doesn't mean anything unless I click the sign link, but still. CoinGecko, Dex Tools, and no, I swear to God, look it up, bro. Today, literally, CoinGecko, which is like the same thing as CoinMarketCap, Dex Tools, and I think Dapper got all got fucking hit with phishing shit. The Ledger, Trezor, yeah. So they're partnered with Chainlink, Coinbase. Really, a good way to tell a lot of this shit. I don't know if Masari still has this for free, but a good way to tell what good coins are that are really cheap is just look what some of these hedge funds like Alameda or Binance or Coinbase Ventures are all um, diving into. I don't know. They've redone this whole freaking website since I've really been on it. This shit was actually really good, though. Y'all should read that if you fuck with crypto, like fundamentally. Where is this? There's a way you can view it. Data might be in here. They might have made it to pro. Honestly, I remember it used to be free, and I used to think I was like, this is not going to be free for long. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there used to be a way if you're really into crypto like fundamentally, it's a whole nother thing. Like as far as like kind of looking for what you're going to invest into. But I just know that like the economy right now is absolutely shit. It's probably going to get worse. I'm looking at the rest of the crypto market, and I don't see a sign yet, which I think we will soon. But I don't see a sign of any kind of reversal. And even if we do see a reversal, I just see us going up and getting sold off. Mainstream means nothing. Like people mean fucking absolutely zero. Nothing. What matters is hedge funds, banks, mutual funds. That's what matters. People mean nothing. People are fucking coal. They get thrown in a fuel or in a fire. I mean, I guess, but I mean, you got to think like, I mean, if we're talking inflation, if you're trying to get 8% a year, I mean, if you dollar cost average into Bitcoin, yeah, I guess, but I mean, just buying a bunch of Bitcoin right here, there's a chance you'd get beat by inflation if we really do drop. No, he would. He definitely would. Their company's balance sheet, you can literally look at it. Like they've have yeah. Yeah, he has they would I mean, theoretically they would get margin called, which is different than getting licked. Like they would have to either cough up, more margin or, forfeit their position. But I mean, their company makes quite a bit of money, but if I'm not mistaken, they have like more money in Bitcoin than their company's market cap. Yeah, now that they've taken a fucking dive. Lisa, look at that. Oh my god. They're fucking back to damn 2020 levels. And another thing too, you got to think like people like this, like Sailor or Do Kwon or whoever. Whenever the big players, they want to liquidate those people. That's their goal. Like for instance, the whole Terra collapse. Why was UST even a target? Was it because people just hate fucking um my bad, I was reading something, lost track. Um because people just hate Do Kwon? No, it was because UST was arguably the biggest competition to USDC, who's backed by BlackRock and Citadel. Define safer. Like, do I think it's not gonna get depegged. You don't have to worry about that. But USDC can freeze your assets and the government can track you very easily. So depending, that's why they were pushing. That's why, because UST was technically, theoretically decentralized. But I mean, I obviously saw that didn't last long. But a ton of money had flown into UST. Like a lot of people that were big in DeFi were in UST because it was, decentralized and this and that. Um, no, because it was a stablecoin minting process. That was it was all centered around Terra USD, UST. No, people would buy Luna to basically like you could lock Luna, or I don't want to say the wrong thing. If I'm not mistaken, you could buy your Luna and then mint UST with your Luna, so there was a reserve. But the reserve was fucking crypto, and that's why they started trying to buy Bitcoin. But then you take Bitcoin dumping, Luna dumping, and then some whale sells $1 billion of UST. and or starts doing a bank run and withdrawing from Anchor and this and that. It's just you have volatile assets backed by volatile assets. It's not rocket science. What happened and how that happened? Oh yeah, no, I mean it is crazy for sure. I mean, if I was looking to buy equity at this point, I'm no bullshit, bro. I'm like Bitcoin, Ethereum. Because here's the thing, like when we're this fucked, like you're gonna get really good returns on those kind of coins. Like I'm cool. If I'm trying to, here's the thing, if I'm trying to get like 210, all that, I'm not even worried about fucking equity. I'm trading futures. Fuck equity for that. I think the ones that are gonna do well long term are probably sand and mana so far. Better. 310 bucks. But yeah, I mean, I think 310 bucks. But like, for instance, with like the reason I see mana and sand doing well, it's not because they're a great game. They're not. But it's because tons of NFT projects are another coin. I don't think the coin will do that well just because it's has a lot of selling pressure written in its tokenomics. But worlds like NFT worlds, I genuinely do think that that project, because it's Minecraft, but play to earn. But that could be huge. But the reason Sand and Mana I say that is because there's so many integrations with them. There's so many other NFT collections that are building 3D renders or buying land, and it's just, you know what I mean. So I don't think by any means the NFTs and all that is just dead forever, but I do think it hit a blow off top, kind of like the ICO bubble. So, um, but again, at this point, when we're like this, I'm gonna trade futures. I'm not gonna worry about just loading my bags into equity. I'm just not. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if I know I can sit here and make, you know, a good portion of my money every month. Like, okay, if I bought Bitcoin here, let's just do this. If I buy Bitcoin where we're at, for me to make what I've made in the last 3 weeks of trading futures, I have to full port Bitcoin and it run literally to 48,000. Like, why would I fucking do that? Makes no fucking sense to me at all. But but I will say though, my top three coins if I were to buy stuff would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and probably that's a hard one. Honestly, the third probably AVAX. Probably AVAX because I like Atom, but this whole Terra thing, like Terra was built on Atom's SDK, and it's just it doesn't really matter. But it is bad publicity and bad. That's going to scare off certain investors, and also it's inflationary, so they don't have a deflationary aspect for Atom yet. But and Solana, I think, is trash. Um, BNB is you're basically just buying shares of Binance, which could be good, but I wouldn't really mess with it. Um, I mean, honestly, dude, call me crazy. I'll answer your question. It would be a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. That would be the other one I would buy. Just because if they beat that case, which they probably will, you're gonna see XRP run. But mainly it would be Bitcoin and Ethereum. I haven't even looked at the YouTube comments in a second. Let's see if anybody. There's a bunch of shit. So when you had so when you have a $1,000 port, how much do you use per trade? Well, that all depends on your stop loss. So if your stop loss is 1% away, yeah, you'd use $100, but on 10x. But it's all about. I have a whole video on that on this channel on YouTube. Um, Do I have any tutorials? Yeah, click my my channel, CJ. There's quite a not a shitload, but there's a couple. I'm putting out a lot more stuff as well. And I appreciate it, vibing. Somebody said, "Where did I ever go through the gambling mindset?" Oh, hell yeah, definitely, 100%. I had terrible happenings. I remember. I'll tell you one. Back here, I shorted Bitcoin. This is whenever I was. It was like literally just gambling. Stupid. It's totally stupid. I traded differently back then. No, not 2021. I'm sorry. Or yeah, no, it was January 2021. My bad. Um, I tried to short, and given I had done pretty well, I didn't buy it COVID, but I got in like September, it was like somewhere like around here. So I didn't get the very bottom, but I did get in quite a few cryptos, and I was doing really well. And I got a little reckless. I was trading futures, this and that. I was getting started with trading futures like in like November, yada yada. I was cocky, and Bitcoin started to break down from 30K one of these times right here, probably the first time. And I remember I tried to just go heavy as fuck and short Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. I was like, dude, this is it. We had 40K blow off top. What a fucking joke. Shorted heavy as fuck, like heavy. I lost like 20 racks within like 8 hours. But I mean, wasn't like I was like liquidated, but I did. That was like an eye-opening event. That was where the gambling aspect stopped. Because even then, I was doing well trading. That was the stupidest thing. It was just a dumb scenario. You know what I mean? Went too heavy, didn't have a good stop. Tried to trade, literally a liquidity sweep. It was just not great. So yes, to answer the question, I have at one point had a gambling mindset. I think anyone who tells you, like anybody who's trying to teach you or any of that, and they say, no, dude, I've never lost a lot of money or I've never had it. They're just fucking liar, in my opinion. I won't say everybody's gotten liquidated, but I would say everybody's taken fat ass fucking L's. I've heard people try to say they haven't. I'm like, yeah, okay. GRT. Um, what's this? It's funny. I was saying I was going to take out 23169. We went way below that. I think Coinbase has the most feet on GRT. I mean, you're nearly at all-time lows here. I was on the weekly. I just realized that. So, I mean, that was the low I guess I was talking about, the 23. You're under an old low. So here, you could look for, and you got your change of character, and you made a higher high. This actually looks really good. On the 1 hour, we haven't really got a 4-hour structural shift, but I'm actually gonna add this. I've trimmed down my watch list fucking tremendously recently. It's too much noise. A lot of those coins have no volume. This is actually a pretty good setup here. Um, Preferably would like to leave some of this, but you might be headed for that right now. So we had change character. I will say though, I would be careful with this because it looks like you cleared these lows. Yeah, you did. But this is where your sell side local liquidity is. But you do have relatively equal lows down here. And then you also haven't really retraced to you really never came down and retraced to this demand, which isn't like a deal breaker. I still like the setup, but it is something to be mindful of. Why did I do high time frames in the 1 hour? So it's something to be mindful of. But what I would do, way I would attack this is I would put a probably refine this down to this area right there and set an alert at both of these right here, because this really could be the demand that pushed you through. It looks like this is where most of the displacement started from. So I'd set an alarm there. Once price came back down into this fair value gap here too, I'd watch probably the 1 to 2 minute, watch for a sign of reversal. Same thing over here. I'll probably start scanning some of my alt charts. I'm actually going to be on vacation most of this upcoming week, unfortunately. Watch crypto just reverse during that. Just down to the SC, not near you though. We honestly might. I don't know if I pass there or not. If we do, I'll stop down there. We'll be down there like it'd be like early in the day. We could stop and get some food or something. Holy shit, Twitter's booming right now. What? Which part? Oh yeah, I'm sure. But I didn't see that, but that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, this setup looks good though. And you've got the 1 hour structural shift and then another higher low. You ideally wouldn't want this to get swept. I like both these areas though. Probably won't be really trading them, but I'll set some alerts, and if I get notifications, I'll let you guys know. See, dude, it's weird. Like on everything but fucking Ethereum, it's so weird. Usually Ethereum is the stronger one, but I just don't think that we've got necessarily we swept all the selling interest out of the market just yet. I wonder if it has. I bet it does have something to do with how much money is just in NFTs. Because there is quite a bit. I mean, actually, I don't know. I think it's a couple billion, or it was when ETH was 3,000. One of these. So I said, how long have I been trading? Off and on. Like I traded in 2016, like that whole like crypto run, and then I kind of dabbled in stocks and shit. But since I've been like seriously trading, like really understanding everything, um, that started in 2020. So I said I've got a long running on GRT. I'm up 80%. Definitely, if you haven't trim, don't get because look at it. Just since we just talked about this. Wait, did I not just draw shit on this chart? Oh, I just did it on Coinbase. That's why I was like, bro, what? Yeah, like just since we talked, since you posted that comment, it's probably not 80% anymore. 10, 11. I was like right here. Yeah, I would have be trimming for sure. You're above old highs. Took a lot of buying interest out of the market. Well, on that note, I'm gonna hop off here. If you guys end up trading through the weekend, good luck. Hold on one sec. Let me answer this door. 1 second. But yeah, if you guys trade through the weekend, good luck. I probably won't be. If we had a really good week this week. If you were in the Discord, no need to trade on the weekends with low volume and give it back. So if you must, do something trading related, spend it educating yourself, spend it back testing. I can't stress enough how much go learn something, and then don't just learn it and wait till it's real time to execute. Learn something and then go on your chart and try it. See if it works. That's literally, you have to do that. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you guys as always. If you got any questions, DM me on Discord, tweet me, whatever, ask me in the comments on YouTube. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.